What? Okay. Let me get you one. Oh, yeah.
Tom's with the team.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Texas Roadhouse press conference. This week in athletics, we have men's and women's golf at the Green Tea Intercollegiate in Midland, Texas on Monday. Tuesday, we have men's and women's golf at Green Tea once again. And we have men's basketball in the Lone Star Conference playoffs against number 7 Tarleton in Stephenville, Texas. On Friday, we have men's and women's tennis at McMurray University in Abilene, Texas. Softball at Eastern New Mexico, 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. in Portales, New Mexico. Baseball at Eastern New Mexico, 6 p.m. in Portales. Saturday, men's and women's tennis at Harding University in Dallas. Baseball at Eastern New Mexico at 2 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. in Portales. And Sunday, we have softball at West Texas A&M at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. in Canyon, Texas. And baseball at Eastern New Mexico at 1 p.m. in Portales, New Mexico. And now I'd like to invite women's basketball coach Ray Boothe.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's like her last name. Boothe.
Are you good with me?
No.
I agree.
It's like Luke Kuechly.
Luke. Yeah, right.
No. Okay, good. Okay. Pick up sliding around.
Good. All right, Coach. Y'all were able to cut the lead late in the fourth to just 2 points. After that, things kind of unraveled. What do you think happened, in your opinion?
You know, I think we fought really hard for 40 minutes. At the end, they hit a 3 that really hurt us, and we fouled. And that turned a 1-possession game into a 4-possession game. So, still felt like we had a great opportunity with 3 minutes to go. But when they hit the last shot with 40 seconds left, it was over at that point, possession-wise. But really proud on how hard we fought. I do feel like our team left it all out there. We just didn't stop them from making shots. So we let the big girl do what she does. And we thought we had a good game plan for that. I think we executed pretty well, but just our physicality and size really hurt us in the first half.
Coach, I think I saw you had Alexis Quadman face guarding her. Was that something you kind of adjusted to in the second half?
We actually prepared for that when we were going to be in man-to-man, just because we know if she gets a touch with the back to the basket, she's going to score or get fouled. So we just wanted to prevent her from getting as many touches as possible. Unfortunately, the times that she did, she scored, or she was able to get second chance opportunities or fouled. So she did a really good job of being efficient with her touches. I think we did a great job limiting those, but playing defense before she got the ball was a priority, not after. And unfortunately, she just beat us, I think, in the first half significantly.
Final game for your seniors. What can you say about them and how they left this
Way to go out for KJ, right? Career high on her last game. And he has too. I mean, they both really turned it on late this season. So I asked them after the game if they had any regrets. They said no, and that makes me very proud for them.
How do you think they've been able to help grow all these freshmen on the team?
That would be a really great question for them, their perspective. But I think that, this team has battled a lot of adversity. Probably the most in my 10 years of being a college head coach that I've seen, that just nothing that is controllable. All things that really affected our team internally as far as injuries, probably the most adversity. So I think they really helped with the maturity and growth for our young kids to really step up and really empower them to have greater roles than what they initially thought they were going to have. Initially, anyone thought they were going to have. But I think, most seniors want the spotlight, a lot of seniors, and these two are not that way. They're very selfless. They wanted our freshmen to have big moments so our team could have great opportunity. And unfortunately, one game short of making a tournament, but I'm proud of the steps we made as a program. And, these seniors left it better than they found it, that's for sure.
What are you most proud of about these seniors?
Just that. They left it better than they found it. And they have no regrets, personally, about the basketball season and their career. You know, Yaz was a grad transfer, and KJ was one of 3 returners this year. We just had a conversation. She said she was so glad she came back, and that just makes me very happy as a coach to hear that.
And you talked about being 1 game from the tournament, and I mean, that's still another step. What steps do you think y'all are going to take next year?
Well, unfortunately, you know, you can look back at games, you know, and missed opportunities, and I think, you know, I can think of right now 4 games where I'm like, wow, we should have won. If we would have only known then what we know now. And so I think just that experience for these inexperienced players, now that they have some, hopefully those lessons won't have to be learned again next year in the same way. But obviously we need to add pieces recruiting-wise, and it's now officially recruiting season. So big shoes to fill with KJ and Yaz, of course, but we need to add pieces really at every spot. So we're excited to hit the road and hopefully you know, return a very large amount, which will be the largest returning group I've had since I've been here. So I'm excited about that.
Cool. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach. Appreciate it.
Next up will be Falcons Yazmin Batch and Kristian James.
Woo! Yeah. Year. All right, stepping on the court for the last time in the UTPB jersey. What did it feel like?
It was bittersweet. Definitely didn't, like, it felt like unreal. Starting out your freshman year, you always get those talks like for the other seniors that you play with. It's your last year, it's your last game, but you never feel like that you would be in that position. So it definitely hit home. It was very emotional for me.
I just want to have fun for the last time. I'm not a very emotional person, so I wanted to go out with a win. So, because I knew Angela wasn't expecting us to beat them, because they probably thought we probably didn't care anyway. So, I just wanted to win to beat them, and for us to have the best game we played all season, and I think we did.
What was the most rewarding part for you guys being a part of this program?
For me, I want to say it was beating Eastern. A lot of people didn't think that we were capable of beating them, and we pulled the upset that night.
I guess it had to be for us. We're the team that has the most steals, like underrated. So, and you know, I love defense, so that's pretty cool to me. It's fun for us.
Like I asked Coach, how do you think y'all have been able to help grow these young girls on the team? And it's all to talk about the freshmen, but y'all had to help lead them. How's that been?
In the beginning, it was tough. We started out with 5 or 6 freshmen, and definitely like having just us and seniors, it was hard to play like a leadership role, because it's like, dang, like we don't have anybody else. Like if Coach Ray wasn't there, we're like, we don't have anybody else to help us lead. And you know, freshmen, like they get off task a lot, and trying to keep them on the same page was kind of difficult. But they came along.
Do not remember this. What was the question?
How do you think you've been able to help lead the freshmen this year?
It was easy to lead because they were willing to follow. Like they weren't like against anything that we were saying or against anything Coach Ray was saying, but they were freshmen, but it was easy to lead them because they wanted to be led.
Any advice for them for the program?
To keep working hard, don't take anything for granted. Constantly get in the gym and just perfect your craft.
Yeah, have fun. Because once you're not having fun anymore, what's the point of doing it? So just keep having fun, and if you have fun, I feel like working hard and all that comes with it. So just have fun.
So what's next for Yazmin and KJ?
I want to pursue playing overseas, and probably get into coaching like later on. Those are my 2 main goals.
Yeah, if overseas, if it's possible, but after that, PT school, I want to be a physical therapist, so finish my observational hours and then apply to PT schools here in Texas and see where it leads.
Cool.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Up next will be head softball coach, Tagloa.
Am I ready? Yeah.
Coach, can you kind of talk about Marissa and her performance yesterday in those 2 games?
I think Marissa, she's been steady. I think she's been able to hold us down and really anchor us, whether it be with her bat or, in the circle. And it's kind of gone back and forth because I think it's hard to be up top or on top in all avenues, I guess. And so I think in USW she came across with her, obviously in the circle and with the bat. And it's hard to kind of balance the two, but I was super proud of her. I think that her and Coach Wilson have been, working on all kinds of stuff in the bullpen, and I think yesterday it just showed. And she has a mindset that's just above and beyond, and I think that's what's going to carry her and really lead us throughout the rest of the season.
Coach, it was finally nice to be able to see you guys play at home for once. What were your couple of your takeaways from just the first couple of games here at home?
One, good to be home. We're happy to be home. But 2, it's good to see that we were able to find some success on the road, and so I'm glad to see us do that for you, the rest of everyone else to see that at home. So I think the thing is just to keep it rolling. We've all season been trying to focus on just staying small and not getting too big. And obviously we have some tough road ahead of us for the Lone Star Conference. And I think we have a little retribution against Eastern and West Texas, as we played them already in Lubbock. So we're focused on just getting better and kind of learning whatever lessons we had from last week and then flipping it into this week. So hopefully just day by day, just trying to perfect little by little.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, I asked you about how y'all's team were talking about surpassing your season total from last year, and you said you just want to go game by game.
Right.
Well, y'all did it. All right, and so is that check mark off? Are y'all still talking about it, or?
Honestly, we haven't even talked about it at all. I know that that's a big focus, and honestly, I think that's been a big focus in the past because we've talked about, hey, we have 20 games, like UTPB's never won more than 20 games, and so that's been like just a dark cloud overhead, and so I don't even want to focus on that. We're literally trying to focus game by game, pitch by pitch, and not getting overwhelmed, because I think if we focus too big, then we lose sight of the little things, and I think the little things turn into big things. So, as far as the staff in general, we're just trying to focus on pitch by pitch. Bad swing doesn't mean it's a bad at bat. Bad pitch doesn't mean it's a horrible game. And so if we can kind of redirect them, because softball is a game of failure, so we have to manage that failure and be able to come back on top. And so I think if we can just manage the little things, it'll turn into big things. So we ain't worried about it. One game against Eastern, first game, and then we'll worry at game 2.
Sounds good.
Coach, you guys were able to get a weekend sweep over Midwestern State. What's kind of your message for this team going into Eastern New Mexico?
Just to keep it rolling. Honestly, I think that it's nice because you guys finally got to see it. We've been working our tails off, practice on the road, and then it's finally nice for everyone else to see it. You guys haven't been privy to it, so good to see for you guys to be able to kind of be let in. But again, just to keep that momentum going, I think that getting conference wins, no matter if they're ugly or however they come, it's great. So we've just got to be able to keep growing and just getting better and better game by game. And so that's basically our focus going into Eastern first. We're focused on Eastern, and then after Eastern, we have a day to kind of regroup and then attack West Texas.
Cool. Thank you, Coach.
Awesome.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Up next is head baseball coach Brian Reinke.
I'm a fan and a report.
That's not how it's supposed to be.
Did I teach you that in journalism 101?
Yeah, I skipped that class.
Anytime you're ready.
I'm ready.
No, you're not. You
Yes.
didn't, you didn't press record, bro.
I did. See, that's what that is.
Oh, okay.
Clowning you.
All right, Coach. In your opinion, what happened in the last 2 innings on Saturday?
I don't even know that I still have an answer. I don't know. It's one of those things where I guess my opinion is just like our hitting started to be contagious, I think not throwing strikes started to be contagious. And, you know, I think we talked about this last week or the week before. Just, it really feels like our pitching staff, because of their struggles, that especially guys coming out of the bullpen, other than maybe one guy right now, they put way too much pressure on themselves. I mean, looking through the stat line there, I mean, we had one guy that came in and gave up 0 hits and gave up 2 runs in that inning. So, you know, Trevor really struggled Saturday, and I thought after he gave up the 2-run home run in the 5th, I thought, okay, we'll get him out now. In hindsight, I may have ran him back out there, but his pitch count was up. His pitch count had been up the last 2 weekends. I mean, I can't completely burn him out, but it definitely gives me pause from now on to go, hey, I mean, 75% of him seems to be better than 100% of other guys right now. So, and I think, you even saw it on Friday. I mean, we struggled to hold on to the lead Friday. I mean, we did, but we almost gave up a home run at the end of the game. Conrad made a great catch in center. So, I mean, it's to the point where, you know, I'm probably at a little bit of a loss for who we need to put in there. And it just seems like whatever decision we make, it ends up being the wrong one. So, you know, that's on us, but, you know, we also have to have the accountability factor that, I mean, we just have to throw strikes. I mean, we are, I told them this weekend, it's like Christmas. Every time we get to the late innings, we give out so many gifts, it's unbelievable. So, I mean, that's the humor in it, because during the time, it couldn't have been any more just demoralizing, and I think that's what you saw in Game 2, and I think that's what you saw going into Sunday. I think our offense started to stress, like, oh, we have to do this. I mean, you score 12 runs on 14 hits, you expect to win a 7-inning baseball game, for sure.
So you think it's a mental thing, though, with you pitchers?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple. There might be 1 or 2 mechanical issues that are very slight, but I mean, and those things have been fixed before, and those guys have had success. So I mean, it's not like anybody that's coming into the game hasn't had success at some point, whether previously here, junior college, practice. I mean, our practices during the week. I mean, we are high intensity leverage situations for arms. I mean, their bullpens are not just go out and throw 35 pitch bullpens with no hitters. I mean, they're facing live hitters. They have to throw strikes. They understand that. It's not transitioning to the game at all. And so we're going to have to, you know, we'll slim it down even more. I mean, somebody that has success will get more opportunities for sure.
And you talked about you could have carried into Sunday. What was the morale like after that Saturday loss?
You know, I think we were fine. I mean, there wasn't any, you know, physically on the outside, the way we prepared for Sunday, I didn't see anything that would lead you to believe that it was bad, but mentally, obviously, the doubts creep in there for you. I mean, that's the hard part. I mean, this game is, you can fail 65% of the time as a hitter and be an All-American. You know, so accepting failure, learning how to deal with it, those are all things that 18 to 22-year-old kids struggle with. Heck, I mean, guys in pro ball struggle with it. You know, so it's to the point where they have to learn how to deal with that and have to compartmentalize it and understand that if you have one bad at bat, it does not affect the next one. If you have a bad outing or have a bad, you know, you have a bad inning on the mound, you can compartmentalize that and come back with something better. And so those are things that, you know, we stress, we talk about, but we can't do everything for them. And that's where you get to the part where, I mean, you have to take the responsibility to fix it. And that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Cool.
You got it.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate
You
it.
got it?
Coach.
Thank you, everybody. Now we'll conclude the Texas Roadhouse press conference.
Yeah.
You're.
You did a great job. Great job.